I am here with UFC bantamweight Yves Jabouin, who is entering fight week under the most unique of circumstances. He was scheduled to be fighting Johnny Eduardo, and then last week we found out he had a shoulder injury. And now, Yves, you're going into fight week, and you have to go through a lot of the grueling process, including making weight, without the certainty that you could even be fighting Saturday. This has got to be a strange one for you.
No, it definitely is. I mean, it's more of a mental challenge because you still got to do everything you're supposed to do, but not know if you're fighting or not. But as I was speaking to Bert, like anything can happen. There's been last minute people sleeping in saunas and stuff like that and not making weight. So you never know. I could be filling in for another fight something just might happen.
Yeah, we have two other bantamweight fights on the card, so presumably if one doesn't make weight, if there's an injury, then you'll be all set to go. But I imagine, you mentioned they're tough mentally here as you're, cutting those last couple of pounds. It's really, sometimes a lot of fighters will talk about, knowing that you've got that fight at the end of the tunnel, that pushes you at the last minute. I mean, I just get the sense from you, this has got to be really kind of frustrating for you to have to go through this process.
No, it is. It's definitely frustrating, but hey. That's the fight game. You got to do what you got to do.
Since you had cut down to bantamweight, how do you feel your body has responded to bantamweight? Is this a tough cut the last couple of days for you getting down there?
The last couple of pounds are brutal, but so far it's going to be my fourth bantamweight fight, and I've never missed weight, so I could, it's doable.
Tell us a bit about just the mood at TriStar right now, getting set. Obviously, George St-Pierre in action, but we're also going to see Mike Ricci, John McDessie as well. Tell us a bit about just how camp has been going day to day.
This camp was great. That's why I think that adds up a little bit to the disappointment because I had such a great camp. I was really, really ready to go. And also, there were so many other guys training for a fight at the same time, so the energy was really high in the gym, the intensity, and I think everybody's ready to go, and I'm here confused.
Well, it's a bit of a strange one, being the fact we already do have 12 fights on this card. Have they indicated to you of getting you onto a card ASAP if it doesn't happen this Saturday?
Nothing so far, but I trust in the UFC to do that, and we'll see what happens.
Quickly, it was just announced recently, Renan Barão, he'll be defending his interim title against Eddie Wineland. Do you have a pick in that fight, which is going to be coming up later this year in Winnipeg in June?
It's going to be a tough fight. I think Barão, I would tend to go towards Barão a little bit, but it's going to be a really tough fight for him.
Well, we are hoping that, maybe something will happen this week. As I mentioned, two other bantamweight fights are coming up at UFC 158. And if ever there's a man that deserves a bonus if he gets through and makes weight and everything, it is this guy, I think, who deserves come on, let's throw this guy a bone for what he's about to go through this week. So we feel for you, Yves. I know it's not the greatest of circumstances at all. UFC 158 is coming up this Saturday on pay-per-view.